Deep breath. You know it's me. Hello and welcome to the Card Show. Another episode. This is the last one of the year for sure. As recording this is 28th of the 28th of the 12th. You'll be listening to this on the 29th, hopefully. When it should be out. Maybe you'll be listening to it a few days behind. But yeah, last one of the year. The year is officially upon us. It's been over 2025. A lot of card shows have come and gone. A lot of people have bought. Talking to a lot of people I bought, I was in the top 1% of eBay buyers, which is mental. According to Monzo. Monzo do like a wrapped. And yeah, 1% of eBay buyers who use Monzo, obviously, which is interesting. And why someone find out. But yeah, the year is about over. I said no more shows happened this year, I don't believe. Christmas has come. People may have bought you wax, they bought you a card. I felt I was trying to say someone bought me a card, but they didn't. That's a lie. I don't get wax. My wife almost bought me a card she's at Copenhagen Christmas markets a couple weeks ago, and she was going to get one there. Luckily, I managed to look at comps, and it wasn't horrendous. To be fair, it wasn't like horrendously over or under. It was just one of the positions where it was over comps because obviously the shop got me the money, and it wasn't a card that I desperately needed or wanted. I had a few. Xavier Worthy rookie patch auto from Tops. Obviously the keys on license. I do have an unlicensed auto, obviously because they're all Tops, but I do have his like Prism rookie numbered to something. I can't remember what it is. It's still in my American locker, but I do have a unlicensed auto of his. I'm after another one, but it's because it's a different variation of his autograph. I always find it funny how even in the same year, they can have two different like autographs and very different as well. Like the one I'm after on the signature series or signature class, what it's called, is a full-on Xavier Worthy the one as well. Whereas the one I've got, it's like an X, it's like an XO, really, XW1. So definitely, yeah, I like to add these things to the collection. But talking of obviously looking at comps and seeing the sort of price of the card and thinking of where it is and is it a good little treat. It would be a nice little bit. I don't have a rookie patch auto of his. I don't have many rookie patch autos in general of Chiefs. Nothing about it. And like I said to you numerous times in this pod, I'm sort of collecting this sort of dynasty, and some people saying the dynasty's over. I think it's possibly not over, but I think it's definitely going to have to be a restart of dynasty, a new era in dynasty, as we say. But I think it's been a great 7 years. It's been fun. Now it's time for Pat to re-energize. I mean, he's played until February every year since he's been in the league, right? So now he's off since December. Obviously, the surgery is not like an off, but he's off. And he can just relax. The rest of them can relax. I'm hoping Kelsey comes back for another year, not gonna lie. Selfishly, I'm gonna try and head down next year as well. Obviously, they're leaving Arrowhead. Another tangent here. I'm leaving Arrowhead, which is historic. You know what? You know the things where you look back at it like, God, thank God I did what I did. Because I went there and I went front row, right near the sideline, right on the sideline, right next, not far from the bench, right where Mitch Holtis was and the commentating team, right where Winchester, Tommy Townsend, Harrison Butker are all warming up. Right near the cheerleaders. So a good view. So it was like really, really good. We spent a lot of money on these tickets to be front row, as you can imagine. And at the time, I just wanted to be there. So I was like, hey, this ticket's up here, this ticket's here. A quarter of the price, sort of thing. It's like, I'll be happy here, in the middle of it all, atmosphere, but front row, having to experience that was crazy. And we did the tailgate scenario, and just one experience. So I'm definitely trying to do that again next year. Just because I do think if Kelsey does come back, it will be his last year. I think Chris Jones probably got like a year or two left in him, especially at elite sort of level he's at. I do think there'll be a bit of a comeback year next year, so I'm hoping some good games. Hoping some people come on a little bit more as well, so we keep it. I think there'll be a bit of a change. I won't a lot of people be leaving. I think was it 2031 that they moved to Kansas State. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been or know the place. I flew into Kansas City, Missouri, um, and I actually drove. Well, I got a taxi across state line to go to a barbecue place, which I didn't even at the time I didn't know. It wasn't until I saw afterwards it said Kansas City KS. I was like, oh, we're in Kansas State, crazy, crazy. So yeah, it didn't like cost me like an arm like to across the state lines. There was nothing stopping us or anything. So it's kind of yeah, interesting. It's not, it's still not a million miles away from each other, but yeah, it is crossing over to Kansas State as opposed to Missouri. It's a shame for the Iconicness, but they'll say they want to build something new on its own, and the deal is ridiculous. Um, but yeah, I know I'll try and go right before we go. Maybe the last season would be kind of cool. And then obviously to see the new stadium. So it's like back to back years doing anything, I suppose. But yeah, it'd be nice to go again at least. Just the barbecue, to be fair, the barbecue was amazing over there. Some good food. Some good food. But anyway, back to what we were talking about before the tangent of the Chiefs comping the cards. I've talked on this before. I've actually been using. I've gone back up to the highest tier on Market Movers, which is it's called I think it's Ultimate tier. Just because they have some kind of intelligence report, as you feel with other like perks you get as well. But that's when I've been sort of focusing on having the sort of the premium, as you call it. I like the intelligent reports. You know, you can do it like the grade, comparing grades, variation, different sets, different players. Um, so it really helps you get into the nitty gritty of all the data. So you have obviously I will do a sort of I might do a video on this sort of stuff. So yeah, you on the full package, which is the most expensive one. You can do lower ones and you get less stuff on it, but you get obviously to add your own collection tool on. So you can always monitor and see charts of your cards. There's obviously like featured charts, which is we use quite a lot in on the lookout, and obviously to help look at sort of how cards are doing when they're up, when they're down, etc., etc. Sales history, price movements, deals. Deals is sometimes a bit off. I'm looking at one now. So it's got a Pokemon card, Zubat's 1999, Fossil, first edition CGC9, and it's about now $20 compared to the last sale of $40, so it's $50, 50% off. So stuff like that, you can find good deals, and obviously you can search to find sort of cards you're looking for. Victor Minyama, Shohei Otani, these sort of people. Jaden Daniels, you might see his cards down quite a bit. Then you have something called the market pulse. You can choose different markets. It'll tell you if it's up, down. So if you want to check vintage, if you want to check, even if you do, you buy era as well, so you can do like baseball from 2021 to 2023, 2018 to 2020, 2010 to 2017, football, hockey, soccer, and there's even sets in there. Prism 2024, basketball, Bowman Chrome First Prospects 2014. So it's just a really way of getting to see each sort of product as well and what that's doing market wise. Is it up? Is it down? Are people now all of a sudden buying old school Chrome because they're falling back on the Chromes and the Sapphires because of what's going on with basketball? It's very interesting. Again, we have the intelligence reports, alerts, and that's pretty much it, really. But yeah, find it bit of market movies guy now for 3+ years. Again, the code Mahomes, MAHOMES, 20% off any package. So if you could choose the Chiefs package, you'll get, which is I think it's like $9.99 a month. I think it might be £99 for the year as well, so you get 20% off that as well. Recommend it if you're really looking to get into the data and really looking to that sort of stuff to help. Again, it's stuff that we'll be going through in the elite card investor sort of stuff. So, but yeah, really recommending market movers. And again, do I think everyone needs to have the ultimate package? Possibly not. It depends on how deep you want to go and pause, and how much you're really looking into the data and following it along. This is for me, it's just day to day, almost hour upon hour at some points, and later at night. Hence why I'm doing a pod at what's only 8 o'clock to be fair. I thought it was later than it was, but yeah, when NFL is honestly in the background of first let games finishing. But yeah, so I still, I don't know if my phone will show it, but I thought no point of getting it up on the screen. But so I use 130 point as well sometimes. Um, just it's one of them where it's a free app, right? I don't know if it's always like logging me out, which is annoying, but it's quite consistent. I feel like it's probably had a quote unquote down year. Um, for the 130 point, I think it's probably one of the worst years I've used it. It's not been the best. But again, it's always good to have and handy to have. Uh, Alt is another one I use quite a lot. Again, logs you out quite a lot, which can be annoying. Uh, but again, nice, easy app. Also, like the fact with Alt that they do have a sort of marketplace on there. A lot of featured auctions, so you can just bid, and it's quite a clean app as well. It's not too much on there. Home, Alt auctions. You can sell on there. Collection, and then obviously your Alt. But yeah, Alt's very, very good. I think a lot of people used to use Alt, and I think people are sort of phasing off Alt, um, and are going over to the next one. Well, I'm actually skipping. I'm going to skip one just because it sort of flows. But yeah, people sort of gone off Alt. I think Alt was big like 2024, 2023, 2024, over in the UK. Especially, I think a lot of the Americans, but now the big one is Card Ladder. So I do have I'm on a free trial of Card Ladder. I'm trying to get up an affiliate link because I do think people might prefer it. It's very much more like a data analytical sort of side of things. The market movers, I think market movers more of a easier, friendlier sort of version, and a lot more sort of niceties. If that makes sense. Like easier to get used to, and this is why it's always been my go-to. It should be so easy, so it's quick to check. The cards, the prices, that sort of stuff. I found Card Ladder a bit more like quote unquote advanced, more technical, to get used to. And obviously they have their own sort of value, which same as all, I suppose. Whereas market movers doesn't have like a market moves value; it just tells you like the current value, and that's sort of it. Another thing about the Card Ladder is obviously owned now by the collectors, whatever they call it, collectors.com, collectors owners who own PSA. So again, if you have a PSA membership, there's an option to add this on. You get a discount there. But as of yet, I do not have a discount. I think there's a few flying around. They used to do a trial, so you can try it as well. But download it, see what you think for yourself. I probably won't carry on this subscription. Yeah, I'd be surprised if I did. Not that it's a bad app. It's just I think I just prefer the, the ease, and I think what I use market movers for going forward, especially with Elite Card Investor, it just makes more sense. Although again, this is a very good price. I still the most expensive market movers one with a discount is worth it for myself. Another app I do use is Card Hedge. They sort of changed a little bit. They've gone very much AI, which is up to you if you like that sort of stuff. I find it kind of intuitive. The whole thing is for them it's discover card values, real time pricing, market trends, and AI powered insights for millions of trading cards. 2.2 million cards tracked, 50K daily updates. I find it quite easy again to run, easy to use. This one you'd have to get a subscription to really benefit. The free version is good, but you only get like a home, you get a market indexes page to go on. So again, football, you can see of course is up 23.13% in the last 180 days. I presume if you pay for a subscription, it can get longer. And then there's a little AI sort of market analyst trading card market exhibits a strong overall health, significant long-term growth across all categories, particularly over the past 180 days. and talks about Pokemon emerging as a standout performer. So again, this could be quite useful for people, especially coming into the hobby. You have sales history, which again, you look at the cards, show you a lot of data of what it's doing, or what it's been doing. Card search, obviously, AI chat and support. Whereas if you go, the only other tier is unlimited. There's a collection one, so you put your collection on there, have that track daily dashboard, market intel, favorites, and a compare. So yeah, it's one I thought about getting. If they, I swear, I don't think it was, but I thought they did a lifetime, but I don't think they did. So they want 14.99 a month or $99 a year. Again, really good pricing. Um, but hey ho, yeah, I thought they did. I know a couple of years ago when it wasn't like an AI thing, it was they did percentages off every now and then. So 20% off, whatever it may be, for the year. I thought it was them who did a lifetime, and it wasn't. It was another one. I think it was called Card Base, which is now called Collectibles, which we'll go into in a second. But yeah, Card Hedge, I do recommend. I do use every now and then. Again, it's kind of like in the middle, I suppose, of Card Ladder and Market Movers in some respects. Very user friendly. Like Market Movers, a bit more technical because of the advancement in AI that they use. And yeah, over to Card Base, which is now Collectibles. Now, this Collectibles does have a yearly access at £38.99. Lifetime access was 300. It's now 99.99. I will say that this is more of a like all-in-one sort of app now for collectibles because it's not just your cards; it's also like Funko Pops, etc. They have like a repacks section as well. Um, so it's a bit much, a bit like why I've sort of not used this when it was first came out as card based. I actually really enjoyed it and used it quite a lot. But yeah, lately not so much. Um, again, there's so much. It does have everything you need on there. Again, unlock all time sales history of over 8 million cards, unlimited access to card scanning, dynamic portfolio valuation and alerts, unlimited collection and management. Again, it was a good app back in the day. Now it's quite like a social media thing as well. Like you put your collection on there, people can comment, you can interact, people can make offers. Um, so it is what it is. It's a nice app. It's all right. It's not one that I just say. I mean, if you got to spend £100, maybe buy it lifetime. See how you feel. What's the worst that you've lost at £100, and you've got like a weird social media card tool for the hobby as well. Um, yeah, the other one could collect. I don't really use collector, which collector with no e at the end, so it's COLLECTR. Yeah, I've not really used too much because it's Pokemon. I'm not like it's not like I'm massive on Pokemon cards of buying and selling, so I've not really delved too much into it. Hobby Exchange is one I've used quite a lot. It's really like Hobby Exchange. It used to be a website, now it's a full-on app. It's not as like in depth like card base. Well, not card, it's not a card hedger, but you can just search in cards. And it'll just bring up the market from all over the show. Then you can just see what that card is doing. So you have to do a lot more work, but it's very good. And what I like about it is that you can find the cards and some add them to a list and go back to 'em if they're auctioned ending soon. So you may be looking at price of cards that are sold and selling. So it's very good in that sort of respects. Ludex again, another one I've not really got into too much. Um, it was all right. Wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. There was another one. Was it another one? No, that seems to be it for my apps. The sports car investor app. So yeah, that is sort of the ways I use to sort of help comp cards again. My favorite for ease of use and for the data is marking movers. Other people may prefer other ones. Let me know if I've missed one that you use. I know there's one coming out in UK. I don't think it's out just yet. It's Shamu, Chaamo, maybe. Double, yeah. Well, I'll potentially try that. If it is like a free trial, I'll try it for sure. But I think going forward, is the way I do things. I think it'll be marking me with I will keep. I possibly will drop down from the ultimate to the lower package again. I've gone between the two, like the middle and the top package of the years. I think I started on the unlimited, got down to the professional, and gone back up to limited. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I think going forward it might help. So we'll see. I do like it. As with card ladder, yeah, I can't see me keeping it. I do like it, but I can't see me keeping it. And again, card hedge, £99 a year. I think knowing that collectibles is £99 lifetime's annoying, but yeah, I couldn't see myself getting card hedge. I do like it, but again, I can't see myself getting it. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's just one of the tools I find very useful. Getting cards, comping cards, make sure I don't overpay for cards. And I think also helps, if I know sort of price and where it is, and you got to bear in mind trajectory, right? It's all good to say, oh, the cards had a few sales that's gone up, then one sale's gone down. For like someone like Bo Nix, for instance, who's going into the playoffs, just won the division as well. That card is on an upward trajectory. It's had one down sale, which is it could be either the timing of the auction, it could have been someone needed the cash to put a low bite now with best offers, and someone offered a bit lower, being cheeky, and they were just like, "Yep, I need the cash," got rid of it. Um, so it helps you look at these sort of things, and if you have a sort of a price range in mind, you know where to be at. Not to overpay, and to be like okay in losing auctions. I've lost one the other day, and people always get the social media post, don't you? Waking up at 3:49 a.m. to put this last minute sniping bid in, and then and beat someone by a cent or a penny, whatever it may be. And I lost one the other day by $1. You sort of think, oh, but you just remember that's not might not be their max. It's all good that they won $1 more. Just because your max was 52, their max might have been 75, but no one else was there, so it gives them an extra dollar. So never worry. Set your limit. Know where you should be happy at, and and the loss means that you have money to go back into the game. Your money's not tied up at a higher amount, and you're hoping for a higher amount exit strategy. So that's one way to think about it. But yeah, I don't want to go too much into data on this one. It's the end of year, but I just went on a tangent because of comic cards, gifts. I hope you guys got some good gifts. Christmas. Hope you feel like refreshed and recharged for the new year. I mean, I think it was kind of a weird one, wasn't it? Because it was a few shows. It's always like shows, like September, October, November. It's kind of like thick and fast, and then December, obviously not many, which is kind of nice. People got stuff on. Yeah, on a few shows, and then it's like Christmas, and I think this year as well, having the sort of negativity we've had in the hobby sort of like kicks you in the gut a little bit, like, oh, and it makes you, it's like going back to work, and it makes you like, oh, I'll go back to this hobby where fanatics are doing this, and people are just arguing about that, and maybe a card show host has done this. So yeah, it's not the best way to end the year. The way to think about it, the way I'm thinking about it is just not worrying about that sort of stuff, right? Backroom Holmes is just gonna be involved in his collection, buy cards that he likes, single cards for his collection, whether that be Man City sort of quote unquote dynasty, and there's some of the older cards that I can find and play that he sort of watching as a kid. Kind of obviously I've went ahead of kind of some Lakers stuff. And yeah, I was sort of a bit, I wouldn't say a bit too late, but I was 10 11 when Jordan's like coming to the end of his career. Yeah, I think it was like 13 when he came back from the Wizards. So I was a bit more of a Kobe guy growing up. Kobe and AI were my sort of guys growing up. Um, Hence I'm a Lakers guy, maybe a Philly guy, but yeah, Kobe. So I'd like to got some Kobe, some Gasol, some Shaq. Um, from that sort of era, and then get a few from this like LeBron era would be nice. Last time I won a chip, right? Definitely count the in-tournament game, but we'll see. Do some Lakers Rui Hachimura cards. But yeah, and then obviously the Chief stuff. I'm loving this Chief Dynasty collection I'm building. It's been fun. It's interesting as well seeing some of the cards you can pick up for pennies now. It's nice because you can always buy sort of a quote unquote higher end card for dirt cheap because this player is, turned out to be a nobody or not with a team anymore. It's when people see look at Clyde Edwards-Helaire, look at Sky Moore, Chris Connolly, you pick up his cards quite cheap. There was someone else. But yeah, Connor Powell's another one. Pick up cheap autos. So I'm happy that's going well. Pretty well, I'm not too far being done as well. To be fair, maybe a couple more will really sort of like cap it off. But then I think I always just have that weird like, do you know what? I'll pick up a few more because they're so cheap. Yeah, that's what's happened quite a lot. I've been picking a few more autos of these people just because they're so cheap. So do you know what? That's a nice, immaculate to whatever of Scammer. I'll pick it up and it's a nice National Treasures. I'll pick that one up and end up having a few more autos than I probably should over them people. But hey ho, it's all for the collection. It's all for fun. But yeah, we'll hopefully get in the news. I don't think it'll start as quick as I thought because the way the year is ending, the way it's beginning. But hopefully, not too far into January, I think should be sorted for the collection to be showcased a lot easier on the Pat Rip Instagram. And there'll be some reels coming out this week over on Instagram and TikTok about Elite Card Investors. We're excited to go forward with that and start that project properly. And that project will be more, I said, Pat will be more about the cards I collect, and Elite Card Investors will be more just about buying cards, selling cards, making money in the hobby, and simply stay in the hobby longer, help the hobby grow by keeping money in the hobby. The other people cashing out and leaving. I know they spend a little bit of money there and they cash out for less, but you'd rather this money stays in the hobby, period. And I'd rather these people stay in, right? How many people have we met throughout these years at card shows that are no longer in a hobby? So, hopefully I can help people stay in the hobby. A bit of education, a bit of helping, and yeah, we'll see where we go on. But I wish you all a very good festive period. Have a good end of the year, and hopefully I'll see you at a card show soon. It's kind of interesting because I think one of the things I'm doing so about in the Elite Card Investor pod and channel will be about the expenditure of card shows to your finances. So like it's quite hard to buy XYZ cards and then profit on XYZ cards at a card show to sustain a sort of travel, accommodation, etc., food, drinks while you're there for potentially a weekend or longer. It's not impossible, but yeah, just saying it's one of them where we talk about profits and losses that can be mitigated, losses that we can potentially cut out, and easier tracks. But yeah, all in due course, all in due time. But I hope you guys are looking forward to it as much as I am. It's a little bit of theme, and I've never worn so much black and sort of gold until Elite Card Investor sort of got branded up, did I? I'm just keep looking over there. The hoodie and hat is over there. While I'm over there, they need to be jumping. The hoodie needs to be washed for sure. Hat covered over clean, too fair. Brush that up. But yeah, looking forward to the next chapter and things and watching a hobby grow in 2026. hopefully you'll see me, hear me, yeah, a lot more. So take care and happy New Year.